Okay, so now we're going to learn about how to do lit searches using a find related articles style of search. So this is very interesting and a very valuable way, complementary way of doing searches. So before you do this and work through this, it's important that you first have found a series of articles that are related to your topic. So this, you should have already run the Medline searches. If you have not done so yet, or the PsycInfo, if you have not done so and if you don't have anything yet in your Medline, please go and complete that lit search before you start this video. Okay. Assuming you have now done that, let's get forward and move on into how do we use Web of Science and Google Scholar. So I'm going to start with Web of Science because it's got slightly more details into it. So first of all, you just have to go again to our ASU library website and then come down to our most used resources, and then we'll start here. We'll go into Web of Science. Okay, so you'll see here, oops, this is already one that I was just running. Let's start fresh. Nice clean database. So this is usually what you have when you first start off. Notice you can actually do things like search for author and things of that sort. You have your and terms and things like that. So you could technically run a similar type of style of search compared to the other ones, but for our purposes, I think it's more, the real advantage here is actually more of the find related articles. So you've got this. Now what I want you to do is the first thing you'll want to do is you'll go back to your Medline, go into your find related search, your groups, and find the articles that you think are really exemplars of what you were thinking about. So for example, here are my, here's all my papers. Let's just go into this group. And so say for example, what I'm really interested in is this one, well, any one of these really doesn't really matter. Just pick one. So maybe this one: changes in diet and lifestyle and long-term weight gain in women and men. So after I've read through all my articles, got a sense of them, I think this one really is a good exemplar of the kind of studies that I want to be looking for. So what you do is you pull in the information from this. Sometimes you might need, a lot of times you can start with just the title, but if that's not enough, sometimes you pull in the journal as well or the authors. But usually the title is enough. You copy the title, you throw it in here, you select title as your option, and then you search for it. And then here it is. Here's this paper. So now these are the many things that make Web of Science very interesting. So first of all, let's just open this up. So one of the things you'll notice here, first thing that you might find interesting is that, notice this, there are these times cited spot. This is really handy because this is all of the articles that Web of Science is aware of that has actually cited this particular work. And so this is a really nice starting list of articles that are probably related to your keywords. So again, you can just go through this, find all your articles. One thing I tend to do, just note it, just like I said before, I tend to always set my searches so I can have the biggest option. This is partially because I like to pull stuff into Mendeley again, as I said. Now, there's a really, I didn't mention this in the Medline one or PsycInfo, but this actually works just fine with those ones as well. But you can do this really interesting thing called import to Mendeley. You can basically create a bookmark that allows you to pull stuff in. So let me show you how to do that. If you're in your Mendeley server, notice there'll be this spot that just says install the web importer. So if you click there, that'll be right there on your dashboard. All you have to do is basically grab this and drop it. And there you go. You now have this import to Mendeley thing. And this works, you can notice it right here. It works on all of these different search options, including all the ones that we've talked about. So makes it a really nice, easy, fun way to get all of your papers into that. That's standard, so it's something you can really get used to using across them. Again, you can use, I wanted to teach the export one because that's kind of more the standard way, particularly if you're using RefWorks or EndNote, that's the way to do it. But with Mendeley, you have this nice thing where you just build it into your web browser. So, okay, so you've got this now. So now if you've run this search and you want to see these related ones, all you have to do now is just hit import to Mendeley. And this will bring up, it'll probably ask you to log in. Oh, that's funny. Sometimes it can't pick it up. Hold on. Let me figure out what happened there. Okay, so I figured out what the issue was. Sorry about that. Actually, I'm glad that happened because I want to show you. Sometimes it's a little bit buggy, but what I found, all you have to do if there is an error with the Mendeley import, what I did was I just changed the page things, basically refreshed it. So go to 25. You can still have it be 50, but I put it to 25 and then switched it back to 50. Little hacky, I know, but it does work. Once you do that, then this does properly pull up, hopefully. Yes, there we go. So now you can see here are all the papers that I want. So again, I can just import these however I want, whichever ones I think are relevant based on the titles and abstracts and things of that sort. So I all I suggest is to go through, and so these are all the most recent articles. Notice you're getting all these nice new ones from 2012 and onward for this particular topic. This is a really handy way to find articles, okay? So you do this, and now all these are automatically put into your Mendeley account. As soon as you click it, they're in there. So what I can show you, all you have to do to get this is just sync your database. And then it's looking on the internet, see it's retrieving documents right now. We've just added one of 7 documents selected. Okay, so now look, here's our, added. Always handy to shortcut there. So here's all the papers that we were just adding right here. So again, nice, quick, easy way to pull in papers and articles and get the information that you want and need about it. So yeah, so now getting back to Web of Science. So the first thing that I tend to do is I always look first for the ones that are related, that have cited that particular paper that I'm interested in. So what you can then also do is you can go back, and now this is another thing that's kind of fun. You can do, if anyone has ever cited this paper, you can create a citation, an email alert. This is, again, really handy. So again, you just have to create a password and account, just like with the other one. But again, this is a nice, quick way that once you found really good exemplar papers, this is a nice way to make sure you stay up on the literature with it. So I suggest if you have really good exemplar papers, do that one. But now another thing you can note, now this is the one I really want to do, this is it, View Related Records. So this is a very, very valuable search option. So here, check it out. When you click this, what it does is it creates a list of related articles. So what it's doing is it's saying, like this paper had cited 220 articles, this one, and it shares 19 references with our one that we care about, which had 61 references. So it's basically looking for similar references and giving you that list. So you can see going down this list, there's going to be a lot of papers that are likely very relevant to your work. So again, same idea, you just click your import to Mendeley. If it's a little buggy, just change the page thing. Okay, yep, we did it again. So let's try to change the page to number of search options. Hopefully this works. If not, I might pause again. There we go. Yep. Okay, good. And then we just go down our list and we pull up all these ones that we think are relevant. Usually, a lot of times also, this helps you really find those big guidelines types of paper. You'll notice like this big report from AHA. This is a nice way to find those in case you might have missed them. They usually pop up pretty quickly within these because they have so many references. And then those are usually fantastic articles for using them within here. So anyway, so you keep rolling through just like this. Now another thing you can do if you start finding more papers, like as I was saying, like look at this, 884 references. That's kind of huge, maybe a little too big. But on another token, this might be a fantastic one to find, important articles related to a given topic. If it is key to you, or using this one as your view related article. And so you basically can keep working through until you think you've pretty much found all the related articles. With Mendeley, you'll notice whenever you pull it in, it finds related, if you have redundant articles, it finds them and doesn't import them. So if you start clicking this and you're not getting new papers to come in, you're getting close to pretty much saturating your literature. So again, once you do this, get all the papers that you can in, and then drag these over into your group. Oops. Like so. Just drop them in, and then I can see them, you can see them, and you can share them right with the world on all these papers you found. And you can put documents in it, okay? So now I've got all of my stuff in from Web of Science. So that's pretty much the way that I would suggest you use Web of Science. Find the papers that are citing the ones that you think are most important, and then use that View Related Records option, and then just search your way through going down the list to find more. And again, use that import to Mendeley. If it ever doesn't work, just change the page back and forth. It's a little hacky way of fixing it if there's a little bug going on. Okay? So that's that. Let me now quickly show you how to use Google Scholar effectively. So Google Scholar, in many ways, this is a mixture of all those, right? So I tend to use the advanced search, so you can do things like finding exact phrases and things like that. But really, the one that I kind of find the most interesting with this is usually trying to use that same idea. So you can see this one, a lot of times Google Scholar will actually have papers that weren't included in Web of Science and actually finds a different set of papers that that might not be exactly connected. So you can do this, you can find all these papers. Oh, I forgot. I tend to switch my search options when I was in advanced. I should have done this, sorry. When you're in advanced, I would suggest, where is that? Hold on. Okay, in good Google fashion, things have moved around a bit again. So all you have to do though is just go into settings, and this is how you change those page numbers. So I would suggest going to 100 just so you can read a lot and also pull from this. So just like before, you can search for your paper, and then just like with Web of Science, you can find all the papers that have cited this. And you can pull them in just like we were talking about before with import to Mendeley. And booyah, now we've got all these. Another nice thing that happens with Web of Science or with Google Scholar is that oftentimes they link the PDF. So these PDFs will actually be pulled in, any of the ones that are marked with that, right into your Mendeley. So again, making it very easy for you to work it. So a lot of times I actually tend to start first with my Medline and PsycInfo, but then I go to Google Scholar next. And then if I miss anything else, I do Web of Science as well. But again, same thing, that all gets pulled in. You also noted here's your related articles search. So this is just like that other one where it finds those related articles, and you can just kind of keep digging through and around like that. Now, one final thing to note, just like we mentioned with the Web of Science, you can do the same thing where you create alert. If you find a paper that you think is really important and valuable, just set it up, put in your email, and it'll send you emails, alerts whenever there's been an update to this particular paper. So there you go. That's a quick run through on how to use Web of Science in Google Scholar. For your homework, I want you to basically run these analyses. I want you to run a search either with Google Scholar or Web of Science, preferably run it with both just so you can get used to it. Put all those new references in, and then you can just comment on what papers you are using as your starting point. But really the most important thing is just showing that you're getting these new papers in, and then document how many new papers you've found in there from these new search options. Okay guys, thanks so much.